Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. Today in this video, we're going to be going over the first part of the wide body setup for the Mini. Yes, you heard that right. The Mini is getting a wide body kit. Now, there's two different ways that you can wide body your car. Okay, the first option is with bolt-on fenders. The second option is with replacement fenders. Now, they both essentially do the exact same thing. However, there's one major difference between the two. For the one that you're replacing the fender, there's no modification. It should be a direct bolt-on. Like, it should mount up without a problem. So what you would do is, in our situation, is you take off this piece right here and replace it with another piece that's going to make it so that we can put a larger wheel and tire behind there. Now, that is for the replacement fender. The bolt-on one, I know I said the word bolt-on in my other explanation, but the bolt-on one is where you're literally bolting on the wide body fender on top of this. And that's not what we're going for. So the wide body kit that I got is a replacement fender, so it looks clean, there's no bolts, you know, it's going to be a proper wide body kit. Now, once I have that down, then what do I have to figure out? Wheels and tires. Now, wheels and tires is huge when you're going for wide body. Now, there's, again, two different setups you can go for. The first one is if you're going for just a stance look. Now, the benefit of a wide body, the reason why you do it is so that you can set a larger wheel, a larger tire inside your wheel well, and you're gonna get more traction. That's the main purpose of it. Now, the second kind is just for stance, if you're just going for looks. If you just want, you know, I want it to be flush with a wide body kit. What you would use is an OEM wheel, or a regular sized wheel, put a spacer behind it, push it out, and you're rocking the same size tire as OEM. Now, that's not what I'm doing at all. Now, my wheel setup that I have right here, the one that's inside the box that I'm not showing you guys yet, is a lot wider than stock. Now, because the wheel itself is wider, I can put a much larger and fatter tire on there. So instead of running what do I have on here? Instead of running a 225 or a 215, I could say run a 255, a 245, something a lot larger. Now, once you do that, you're gonna get unreal traction. Now, the setup that I'm going for is a 255/40 R17. So I'm gonna be putting a very fat, very sticky tire on these wheels. Now, I'm not showing you yet, but I will show you. Now, once I do that, I'm gonna have 50 millimeters more traction on each corner. My OEM wheels and tires that came on the Mini were 205/40 R18s. Now, if I'm gonna be going from a 205 to a 255, I'm gonna need a much larger wheel to hold that tire on the rim. So I went ahead on my local classifieds and picked up these two wheels and tires. Now, they're both 4x100 and they both have the same overall diameter as my OEM wheels. Now, I can choose between each one of these for style and traction. So the wheels that I have on the left have a set of 225/45 R17 tires. However, they're not the grippiest compound. It's mounted on a 17x7 wheel, and because the compound is a 400 treadwear tire, it's not going to be as grippy as, say, the 240 compound Michelin that I have right here. Now, the wheel, again, is the exact same size. It's a 17x7, which means I'll be able to run essentially the same size tire on both setups. Now, these are 17x7s. The wheel that I have inside this box is a 17x9. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so here is one of the wheels. Now, the reason why I only went with one is because I wanted to see if the wheel fits, if it looks nice, if this is what I want. And if it is, I'll just buy 3 more. And this is actually exactly what I did when I bought Leanne's wheels. So I didn't buy a full set of 4 when I got the wheels for her. I bought 1 at a time. I found out, yeah, okay, that's what I want. I tested it on the car. And then from there, I bought the extra ones. So, ready? So this is what the wheel looks like. This is a 17x9, super lightweight racing wheel, okay? Now, finding one that was 4x100, so it had 4 lug nuts, is very difficult when you're looking for a wheel that's 4x100 that will clear my brakes and is wide enough so I can put a fat tire on there. And this is what I found. Ready? Oh, okay, never mind, not yet. A little bit more wrapping. Let's take this out. But like, this thing weighs nothing, even with the box. Let's put that down. Okay. So the thing seems to be completely wrapped in a bag with that piece over top of it. So that's just to protect it when they ship it. Now, the finish that I got is called tungsten, okay? Ready? Here we go. This is the wheel. Look how nice that is. Holy shit. And it's so light. Like the entire thing I could probably pick up with one hand without a problem. If I'm not mistaken, it weighs around 15 pounds. This is a 17 by 9. If you guys are familiar with NK's wheels, this is very similar to the Super Black Chrome, the SBC, or Super Brilliant Chrome, or whatever the hell they call it. But that is it. It's got 1, 2 spots for the valve stem. So you can check the tire pressure on the one. So you check the tire pressure on the one while you're filling up air. This is, you know, a racing design. It's not really ideal, doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, here it is. It's a 949 6UL 17 by 9 wheel. And I'm gonna be putting some fat friggin' rubber on here. Look how wide this is. Now, just for reference, the mini wheels that I got were about this much smaller. So there was only about this. Now I've got an extra 2 inches to play with, and it's gonna be freaking nuts. Now let's throw this on the car. Let's see how she fits. Alrighty, so here it is. This is the moment of truth. This is the 17 by 9 wheel mounted on the car. Now this is with no lug nuts, and this technically, I can't really fit this on the car right now, and I'll show you why. So on the outside part, it sticks out, but it's gonna stick out even more. And that's because, look through here. That's my strut. The wheel is touching it. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to run a spacer on the back side of the wheel in order to push the wheel out so I can fit that. But it's really nice because it doesn't come in contact with the calipers. There's plenty of room here, which was another concern with these 4x100 wheels. And it's friggin' so light. Now the spacer that I'm gonna be running is gonna be pushing it out a little bit more so that once I put the wide body kit on here, it's gonna be perfectly flush, or at least as close to as I can. Now guys, I am so excited for this because what this means is that now I have to run really fat 255 tires on this thing. And like, if you guys know anything about minis, the stock tires on this are 195s. So 255s is an extra 60 millimeters of rubber per corner. Guys, it's gonna be friggin' nuts. I'm so looking forward to this. So there's one wheel, and I can test this on the back once I like jack the car up in the air. But I know that from before, I knew before I even bought the wheel that I'd have to run a spacer because I calculated the offset and I knew that I wouldn't have enough clearance on the inside. But I expected that, I know that, I'll be running spacers, and it's gonna be friggin' perfect when I'm done. So this is what it looks like now. I'd love to like throw a set of tires on here and just drive up and down the street, but as it stands, I've only got one and I can't do that. But there it is. Looks great. Oh, I'm pumped. Okay, so these are the bad boys. I'm putting these things away, so I'm gonna be putting them back inside the packaging just so that when I get the other three, I can throw them all on the new tires all in one shot. But I mean, I'm gonna be one step closer to getting the Mini on the road. I'm pumped. So from the looks of it, the offset that I'll need to make these things clear the caliper, so from the looks of it, the offset that I need to make it so that the wheel doesn't come in contact with the strut, which was where it was touching up here. In order to get that to work, I'm gonna need at least a 10 millimeter spacer. But to make the car flush, I'm gonna go with 20 mil. So I've got wide body fenders on the way, and what's gonna happen is they're gonna be pushed out more along with the wheel because it's a lot wider than the OEM one. Now I'm gonna grab one of the wheels that I have back here just to show you guys how much thinner these things are. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down, 1 second. Okay, so here's the OEM size-ish, here's the aftermarket one. So this is a 17 by 7, this is a 17 by 9. Okay, so for this wheel and tire setup that I have right here, you can see that the tire actually protrudes past the rim, okay? So that means that the rim isn't even touching the ground. Now, look at how much bigger this is than this one. So I'll be able to run 225 at most on this thing, and I'm gonna be looking at about 255s for this. Now, you guys have no idea how grippy that is. So when I had the RPF ones on the Accord, those were 225s, and those were sticky as hell. And to think that that car is bigger than this one, it weighs more, and it's slower. The Mini is gonna be getting wheels and tires that are 255 all around. And like they're gonna be just as sticky. And because they're wider, they're gonna be even more sticky. The car weighs less. This thing's gonna have about 50% more power than the Accord. This thing is gonna be nothing short of a friggin' go-kart race car. I'm so excited. Now it's just a matter of waiting for more stuff to come in. So the wide body fenders, they're actually being made for me. They're in production right now. I'm gonna be the first ones to get them. So as soon as I get them, you guys are gonna be staying tuned for that. You guys are gonna be updated, and you guys are gonna know when I get all that stuff in. And from there, what am I gonna need? I'm gonna need to buy 3 more tires, or 3 more wheels, 3 more of the 6 ULs, and then spacers all around. That's what you gotta do to make a race car. If you guys have any questions regarding the video, throw them down in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to help. Again, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. So we've got the intercooler hooked up. We've got wheels going on, wide body coming up, coilovers, sway bars, whole bunch of stuff coming up, guys. So stay tuned. This Mini is gonna be absolutely nuts. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys can click on the playlist here, my channel here, my latest video here. Peace.